Alright, guys. We're fucking live right now. And the name of this podcast is We Don't Fucking Know. So we're just calling it Subject to Change. Today, we are gonna hopefully be talking about the new arc for Demon Slayer that just came out. What was it, last week or something?
Yep. Yeah, it came out last Saturday, I think.
Yeah, so we're gonna be shooting the shit on that, and hopefully we can keep it bright and true. I'm Travis. Also joining me is...
My name's Mitch.
I'm Josh.
I'm Yui.
With the blurry fucking mic, so hopefully his audio doesn't come across too bad.
Just a warning for anyone that may be watching, this will be super scuffed, so give us the benefit of the doubt. It's our first time. So.
Indeed.
And I'm gonna hopefully be constantly muting my mic to cough because I'm still somewhat sick.
I will not be muting my mic, so it sucks to suck.
Well, I would not. That would not be surprising coming from someone with Killua drinking Pepsi.
Dude,
who the fuck likes Pepsi?
No one, but I like Killua, and the meme's cool. So
memes.
And that's all that matters.
Yes, that's all that matters.
Memes. Nike. Is that a hoodie?
That's like a crew neck.
Dang, he has lots of sponsors.
Alright. Does anyone have anything they want to start with?
That's what I'm starting with.
I have an idea. We should start off by seeing who our favorite characters are.
In the Demon Slayer in the show in total?
Yep.
Okay. You go first then.
Yeah.
I don't think it should come by as a surprise to anyone, but Zenitsu's my man. He's my dude. He's definitely a ladies' man, and
holy shit!
Every time he gets some screen time, I'm all for it. So.
Bro, every time Zenitsu's on the screen, I kind of want to just fast forward a little bit.
Well, it's like it's like the same song and dance. Because it's just
it gets old very fast for me.
Well, especially jumping into the new arc, it's like he's still, the same. Yeah, like he's changed slightly from the whole Rengoku shit, but he's still screaming, he's still crying and stuff, and he's still flattering over women.
He's less scared than he used to be. I'll give him that.
No, he's still crying before he goes on the missions.
But he's not wailing and running away anymore.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I totally agree with Yusuf. My favorite character is also Zenitsu. I big disagree with saying that it's the same song and dance with him. He's doing solo missions. Yeah, he's still crying. He's still nervous, but he's actually doing solo missions. He's going out there and putting his life on the line. And every time he's on the screen, maybe you feel like fast forwarding, but every time he's on the screen, I'm just waiting for it to be that he doesn't have to pass out or be asleep to unlock his true potential, because we've seen him. He's powerful. He can compete with the rest of them. He just has to actually figure out how to harness that, and hopefully this arc will work on that more, because obviously this is discussing some of the episode more, so I don't want to get too far into it before you guys can talk about your favorite characters. But when he looks at Tanjiro and he says wow, Tanjiro can be really sad too, he's recognizing this person who I know is super strong and super powerful also is vulnerable like me.
Yeah.
And he trains with them and he gets buff with them by the end of the episode. So I think that hopefully we'll see more of him.
Yeah, Mitch, I know that you're a big fan of character development, and I think that Zenitsu really fits that picture because it's like Josh said, it was a lot of it was the same earlier on in the show, and then when this arc started, and hopefully as we continue, he'll just show more and more of his development. He's getting a lot more independent. I think a lot of it's pretty clever by the creators with having him on screen. It's gonna be some drama, some comedic relief, and hopefully some more action like we saw in the movie. But I think he's just a really cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what Josh said too, he is the strongest of the three of them by far. I don't even think it's a close conversation. When he goes full strength, he's by far the strengest.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
My
I
favorite
mean,
character.
wait, but like,
Okay.
hold up. Like, he only knows one form though. Like
Well,
that form is ridiculously strong, yeah, and he can
That's
do it by like
true.
sixfold.
Yeah.
But like, once you counter his form, it's like he's just gonna keep trying to do the same song and dance.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Like Tanjiro, like mixes some of his forms together, doesn't he?
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get to Tanjiro when we get to a note I have down, but in his forms, we'll get to it. I have some issues with Tanjiro in this episode.
Okay, but go ahead.
Okay, so my favorite character is Inosuke because
Wow.
he's just the funniest person in that show. Like that scene in the I don't know if you guys watched the ending credits when like when they're introducing themselves to Uzi or I don't know the Sound Hashiro's name.
Mm-hmm.
Tengen Uzui.
Yeah, and he tells Inosuke to introduce himself, and Inosuke's like, "Well, you're gonna have to take me on a date first to get that information." Like Inosuke is just so funny to me.
Yeah, and then the Hashira is just like, the fuck that I just came across.
Yeah, yeah. Inosuke's the best.
Yeah, he's really cool. I could have missed it, but did he show his face before this arc?
Yeah, yeah. They showed his face. Like the first episode you met him, they showed his face.
Oh yeah, that was a while back then.
Yeah, yeah. Like, cause like when he fights Tanjiro, he doesn't fight. He tries to fight Tanjiro. Tanjiro knocks him out, and then his boar mask falls off in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, Trav, you there?
Yeah, hold up. I'm just trying to
Okay.
fix my shit real quick.
Alex wanted webcam on, so I put my webcam on.
Yeah, I don't have a webcam, so.
That's all right.
I mean, I barely have a mic, so.
All right,
Exactly.
Trav.
Yeah.
Your favorite character?
Well, main boy Tanjiro. I just like.
Tanjiro's your favorite?
Well, it's like you go for the entire journey with him, and I just think with both Inosuke and Zenitsu, it's like their emotions are definitely, front stage, and they're definitely kind of just one-sided, really. At least Tanjiro's like showing different emotions towards different characters, even though it's usually just the same. Oh my god, I feel so bad for you and shit. But also like his water form and his what was it called? His fire one? Yeah, which one was that called? The dance.
Unbreathing now or something.
Spoilers.
Okay. Sun breathing is what I wanted to talk about. We can get to that when we get to that. But you're talking about his technique, like where he like his father's dance, right, Trev?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but
Himakiri Kagura or some shit.
yeah, something like that. No, it's Tanjiro. I will say out of a shonen protagonist, I think Demon Slayer's a shonen, right?
Maybe.
Well, whatever. Out of protagonists, I will say Tanjiro is up there and one of my favorites because he does actually show emotions that protagonists normally don't show. And they don't build him up to be this like unbreakable emotional wall. They actually show that he has emotional flaws, and I like that about him.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the thing too I like about it is like some stories definitely have a trouble like introducing the motivation of the main character. Pretty much episode 1 they right from the get-go show why Tanjiro's on his journey and why he's going through all these tests and why he's training with water breathing and becoming a demon slayer just because he wants to see if there's even a chance to save his sister Nezuko.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump into the episode like actual now. The first thing I want to say about the episode is I was in love, like, because I didn't watch the recap of the movie season. Like, I didn't watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the first 5 minutes of the episode. How it picked up right after the Mugen Train, and it recapped it all. And they even played Lisa's like OTS.
Mm-hmm.
I was almost in tears again watching that because it was so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I was really annoyed at the start of the episode, actually, just
Really?
because it we all saw the movie together, and Tanjiro at like the end of the movie was just like Rengon-san,
Okay.
Rengo-san, and then as soon as the episode starts, it's just like Rengo-san. It's like, oh my god, Tanjiro, that's all I've heard from you this last like fucking how long I've since Demon Slayer's been gone.
I do have it in my
Actually,
notes.
I counted it too. He said it 5 times within a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna happen again, please.
I do have in my notes Rengoku-san exclamation point exclamation point exclamation point.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all he can say.
You're missing a couple exclamation points there.
Yeah. Like, I get it. They want him to say Rengo-san, and then they want to show like a scene with him like all bloodied and like fucked up and like dying and stuff. But it's like, all right, let's just cut to the scene where Rengo-san's like smiling because his mother finally approved or said she was proud of him and shit. And let's get this shit moving.
Yeah.
It's good to do callbacks for context and stuff, but it's like, especially at this point, I doubt someone is somehow stumbling upon this episode as the first episode they've watched of Demon Slayer, and if it is, they're already not going to know where the heck they're at in terms of the story. Not to try and make this about something else, but it's like if they did that with every Marvel movie where they tried to give you the context of the universe, that could not be possibly done. Sometimes you just have to know where you're at and you have to know the context of the story. You can't be fed it at the beginning of every new season or episode or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% with that. But what I was saying is what I like so much is because going into this season, I thought they would be like, it would pick up like a week to a month after the train incident. I liked how it picked up like immediately after the movie closed. Like, I don't know. I thought it was really well done, really well put together. But
I guess go ahead, Yusuf.
No, it was just something small. I was just gonna agree that I think they did good with the transition. It's just, man, it was just a little bit repetitive with that part. It's like,
yeah.
I guess it's at least good that it was like the last 10-ish minutes of the movie instead of trying to do a recap of the entire movie.
I mean, at least we can all agree that the start was definitely nice to have there because we're just not jumping into new shit. We're pretty much picking up where we last left off, But at the same time, fucking Jesus, Tanjiro, chill out.
Yeah.
You only knew this guy for like probably like maybe a night.
I love Inosuke that scene though, like how he was trying to be so tough and not cry, but then like the scream and the crying just morphed into one and he started bawling while he was getting carried away. I really liked that. But
they all have their own ways of coping.
Yeah. So then after the little recap, we jump to that the butterfly house, right? And they're all
the
at the
mansion.
butterfly house. Yeah, and then Zenitsu stealing the dumplings, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, that's something I definitely identify with. So another score for my boy.
You identify with stealing dumplings?
Oh yeah, dude, that was very sly. He
Well,
just,
I was kind of confused during that too because it's like, isn't that Oi girl like a demon slayer too? So wouldn't she like pick up the fact that Zenitsu's sneaking off with the buns, or did she do that on purpose? Maybe.
I think it was just for comedic effect. I don't think it really meant anything.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it could just show his proficiency in moving around women. Yeah, able to be stealthy like that,
Yeah, if Tanjiro was there, he'd be like, "I smell a bitch," trying to steal my buns, and then Inosuke would have probably ate the buns, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then Zenitsu goes back to like give Tanjiro the dumplings to try and cheer him up, but Tanjiro's gone. And then I think we cut to Tanjiro running, and we don't know where he's running, but he's following Rengoku's crow. And then he gets to he sees Rengoku's little brother. I liked their embrace. I liked all the stuff like when the dad comes out and the dad starts like berating Rengoku and telling him that he's worthless and trash and how mad Tanjiro gets.
Mhm.
But I have one, like, it almost ruined the entire episode for me how bad I thought they did with this, how they introduced sun breathing.
Mhm.
Rengoku's father was just like, "Oh, you're a sun breather. You're the worst." I was like, "Wait, what? So what the hell is sun breathing? We know nothing about this, and apparently just because Tanjiro was wearing some special earrings, he's a sun breather. What the hell? I had no idea what the hell was happening, and I thought they introduced it. If it's like this prophesized, like most powerful breathing technique, why are we now just hearing about it?
I
And why was it
wouldn't.
introduced so casually?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that they introduced it. They more teased it than anything, really, because the guy was just pissed because he saw the earrings and he knows what that represents, and that represents sun breathing. Like, we're not gonna go through like an entire like, Avatar: Last Airbender, like talking about the elements and shit.
But
They're just
I,
teasing
I,
it.
why
think part
does
of,
you go ahead, Yusuf?
go ahead. Oh,
No,
oh yeah. I was gonna say that I think part of that too, Mitch, this might be something of like what you're saying is that if sun breathing is a great thing, and it's like the origin of all these techniques, why was he so like rude and disrespectful towards them instead of being like, wow, like you actually know this, like that's great, like I don't know, some kind of lost technique or anything like that, but I would have thought that he would have just reacted differently, but that just might be
well,
the character.
well, I understand why Rengoku's father would be so disrespectful to anything revolving demon slaying in the Demon Slayer core and breathing techniques, because he obviously seen some traumatic shit and he's got serious PTSD. Um, but what I don't what I guess biggest issue I have with that whole scene is, yeah, sure, he sees the earrings, he
Hmm.
knows that represents sun breathing, but he just automatically assumes because Tanjiro. So does that mean he knows who Tanjiro's father was, and he knows about Tanjiro's family, and that Tanjiro's family is a family of sunbreathers? Because like
Could be.
Tanjiro could have just got those earrings from, and he could like does he know who Tanjiro is? 'Cause
Well,
I don't think he knew that Tanjiro can do water and fire breathing.
Mhm.
yeah, but at the
So
same time, I don't think the father cared. He just cared about the earrings and what they represent.
yeah,
Like he didn't
Yeah.
really say anything about, oh, I know your effing family and shit. He was like, no, I know those earrings and what they mean.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
You think you're so much better because you have those fucking earrings, and you probably are like a god at sun breathing. Way to look down on us and shit. But the guy was probably drunk too.
Well, he was drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of his family, I mean, I feel like maybe that's again something that we'll explore as the arc goes on and find more about because Tanjiro was also super confused and he was like, my family is just a bunch of
Coal
farmers
miners,
and people who get wood or charcoal or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not sun breathers, but
You
that might
know,
be just part of his life that his father hadn't, explained to him yet.
now that you say that, Josh, I think Tanjiro's father probably was a sun breather in the Demon
Mm.
Slayer Corps, because I just thought about this. Muzen, like the main baddie, the main bad guy, was the one that killed Tanjiro's family.
Yeah.
Why would the baddest demon in the world
Mm.
go to Tanjiro in the middle of nowhere, Japan, instead of sending one of his moons? Like, I feel like Muzen probably went there to kill all of the Sunbreathers, but
Hmm.
Tanjiro and Nezuko are the last alive. They survived. Well, Nezuko didn't survive, but you know. So I think he probably went there to kill the Sunbreathers. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Hmm. And Tanjiro just happened to not be there, and he didn't know how many kids he had, so he just went and killed out whoever was at the home.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that could make sense.
Yeah, maybe it'll. Definitely, there was probably a clash between Muzan and a sun breather or something.
Well, no, wait. Time out. Wait. That doesn't work because, I mean, it works if we are believing that all of Tanjiro's family possess the potential to be sun breathers, then that theory still works. But Tanjiro's dad died before the attack, like years before the attack. Tanjiro's dad died of natural causes, right?
I don't recall.
He was very frail in the flashbacks.
I'm pretty sure he died of natural causes before the demon attack, like years before the demon attack.
I mean, for all we knew too, they fucking killed him in the forest, and they're like, "Wait, there's more of these motherfuckers? Oh shit, we
Yeah.
better tell the big man." He's like, "I'll take care of this shit myself." You know, for all we know, that's what happened too. It's just I don't know what's required to be like a sun breather. Is it just the earrings that's required, or does it require like some sort of bloodline or something?
I think it's a bloodline, and I think the people like I think the reason the earrings were so important to Rengoku's father is because that bloodline traditionally wore those earrings.
Mm-hmm.
And well, when the show first started, Tanjiro had like a scar on his forehead, but then like after he like puts on the earrings, now it's like the whole like, you know, like giant like fire mark on his forehead. It's no longer just like a normal looking scar.
Well,
And his father had the same like scar in the flashbacks.
didn't something happen to Tanjiro to get that scar in like the early season of season 1?
No, it was there from the get go, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Do
And
not
his
remember.
father had the same exact scar. So maybe it does relate to the earrings, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Like if you have that scar, that means you have the potential to be a sun breather, but you're also required these earrings to make it form.
Yeah. Anyone else want to add anything about that whole scene between Rengoku's father and Tanjiro?
I mean, including his brother, or
Yeah, and the little brother. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
I
thought
thought
it was pretty good.
yeah, I thought it was kind of wholesome, to see the kind of a little bond form between Tanjiro and can't remember the brother's name, but
It's not
know.
isn't it
Senjiro?
Senjiro. Yeah, Senjiro.
I think if you call them all Rengoku, you can't go wrong. But,
Little Rengoku.
Little Rengoku, big Rengoku, and Rengoku. Yeah.
and then
Rengoku
that part-
can't use a sword.
So okay,
Mm.
yeah, that
after
was kind of sad.
after the first, was this before or after we got introduced to Rengoku's father? The stuff with Muzen as the little kid.
I don't recall. I think it was
That
before.
was
I think it was in the beginning.
okay.
Yeah.
But wherever that was awesome.
That's the stuff that I honestly want to talk about the most.
Okay,
So
Go ahead.
if you want to like wrap up us talking about Rengoku's family and stuff first, and then hit on that, I guess up to you. But that's the stuff that I'm especially excited to discuss, honestly.
okay, yeah. We can do Rengoku's family, and then we can jump to Muzen. So, is there anything else about Rengoku's family that we want to talk about?
Just glad that Tanjiro is kind of enforcing at least what it felt like Rengoku was already telling his brother, which is that you don't have to be a demon slayer to be worth anything, and also you shouldn't and don't have to look to our father to find approval and worth, because he doesn't even give it to Rengoku when he's the Flame Hashira.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough to ever get any kind of approval. Granted, again,
Well-
obviously, at the end of it, we get a little bit of a sneak peek to show that his father probably did really actually give a shit.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Um,
I hope we get to we meet Rengoku's father again, and we get to learn more about him, because that scene, the last scene we see of him when he breaks down crying, it's a very powerful scene, and I want to learn what made him so traumatized and so anti-demon slayer core.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was definitely like that before
Yeah.
his Rengoku's mother died.
Yeah.
So
It
was definitely after he left the corp.
Mhm.
I guess
Um,
for all we know, it could be something like something super bad happened to his dad, which made him want to stop being a demon slayer. And the reason that he kept telling his kids that, being a demon slayer doesn't make you worth anything is because he was actually trying to discourage them from doing anything that would get them in trouble and danger.
Yeah.
And that was just his super not helpful and ineffective way of doing it.
I think he was just so traumatized by his service in the Corps that he just took out his anger and his he didn't know how to process his emotions correctly, so he took it out on his kids. I
Yeah.
think.
If I had to guess, it's probably just the Corps probably saw all the Hashira and all the other units as expendable, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would probably like started the roots of his hate for the Corps, pretty much.
I think we can predict though, at least I'm gonna predict because of the scene where Senjiro says he's not gonna join the Corps. He wants to be a writer. I think we can at least in my head it's a guarantee that Tanjiro will be the next Flame Hashira.
The thing I was confused about is like he got the like what was that thing called, the sword hilt thing,
It's like
the
the pommel,
stopper.
the stopper on the pommel. Yeah, I don't know what it.
Yeah, I was surprised when Tanjiro got his yeah, when Tanjiro got his new sword, he didn't put it on. Is he like saving it for later, or is he just not
Well,
ever gonna use it?
well, that thing that piece for the sword is that a Rengoku specific or is that the Flame Hashira's thing?
I think it was specific to Rengoku.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He might put it on. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how. Because you have to take the whole sword apart to put that on.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just passed it to the fucking crazy sword guy and just be like, "Hey, man, I need you to do me a solid."
That scene was awesome. I loved that scene. On the when
Is it
he's on his way home.
is it like the part that's like next to or the part that separates the handle from the blade? Or I thought that he
Yeah.
gave him almost like a sheath, quote unquote. I don't know all the terms, but I thought that he gave
No.
him like the thing that he puts his sword into when he's not using it.
No. He gave him the piece that separates the handle from the blade.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All right. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense then why he can't just slip it on right away.
but
Yeah.
before we talk about the crazy sword maker guy, I do want to bring up a question: Is who do we think broke the sun breathing book? Was it the father, or was that Muzan trying to do some sus shit?
What,
I
what
would
was that? Was that a sun breathing book, or I thought that was
It
the
was
history of
about
the flit?
it was about the history of like sun breathing, and it was also about the dance that Tanjiro's father did, I think.
Oh, I think it was probably Rengoku's father in like a drunken rage.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think that it might be a bit of his own fear from what he did and also a fair bit of jealousy as well.
I'm just
Yeah.
more confused why they would tear up the book and not just throw it in the fire, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he was stopped.
Yeah, maybe Rengoku stopped him. Yeah, I don't know.
Stop. It's my favorite book.
Man,
I think that whole family got a lot of closure in
yeah,
that part. Like the father got those parting words that were sweeter than what he had thought, and he kind of saw that emotional side to him, saw him vulnerable in that way, and then the brother now kind of is starting a new chapter. He has nothing really tying him down, because he gave away that guard to Tanjiro. So hopefully he gets to move on and not be such a pushy.
Yeah, and I like what you said, Mitch. I hope we do get to see him again, either later in the arc or just later in the show. Um, and maybe he'll have composed himself a little bit, and maybe he'll be willing to actually talk to Tanjiro a little bit more about what he knows about sun breathing and stuff. Because it sounded like his brother was gonna talk with his or Senjiro is gonna talk with his dad to try and piece together what is missing from the book or whatever. So maybe rather than, handing Tanjiro a book with stuff, we'll actually see the dad come back and be willing to talk face to face with Tanjiro and teach him some things or whatever. I think that would be really cool. Especially if, like you said, if Tanjiro will maybe someday become the next Flame Hashira, it would be cool to have his dad teach him. Because his dad
yeah,
was the Flame Hashira at some point, right?
yeah. His dad was the Flame Hashira
Yeah, so
before
it would be even
Rengoku was,
cooler to have him be actually willing to teach him things.
because that their family has been Flame Hashira for generations. Because that's why
Right,
Senjiro was so torn. He's like,
right.
if I don't become the Flame Hashira, the line will
Yeah,
end with me.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
but
isn't it for Tanjiro to become the next Water Hashira? I mean, is that fair game? Because I mean, for all we know, the existing Water Hashira, I mean, something could always happen to them too. Like we're being exposed to them one by one.
Yeah.
but he knows the water breathing techniques, so
Well,
that might be possible.
It's true.
yeah. I mean, for that to happen, obviously the water Hashira would have to die. I don't think really he'll become the flame. Now that I'm thinking about it, he'll probably become like the
A sun
sun
Hashira.
Hashira and be like the ruler of the entire Hashira.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or we might not
Or maybe he'll
necessarily
die.
get to the-
Maybe he'll die.
Yeah, maybe
you
he'll
never know.
fucking die.
It might not be
Then
that
we'll
he
never
ever,
see the end.
like,
Well,
it might not be
isn't
the case that he becomes a Hashira while we're like watching the show or whatever. It's not a necessity that he becomes one, because
Yeah.
That'd be dope as
that might
fuck.
take
I
a
mean,
lot more personal growth and like actual like aging growth or whatever. But they're certainly setting it up to be the case that he could become one,
isn't
either the Flame Hashira or something else.
isn't the manga over? Like, isn't the story finished?
I think so.
I think it is finished too. So I don't think it's gonna be a
I ain't
super
about to read it.
long. Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't want
either.
spoilers.
I don't think it's gonna be a super long show. Like
Show, yeah.
it's not gonna be like a Naruto or a Bleach or anything like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, it's got a story and it's telling it. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Which I can appreciate
Me too.
because I don't have to become like a part of a cult or anything.
You guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
So what was next? The whole sword guy?
Yeah, the sword crafter person.
Of course, you see him at the front door of the mansion, and it's just like, all right, time to do my same song and dance where I freak the F out, come at you with 2 knives.
Yep.
I definitely felt bad for Tanjiro because he was coming back from a mission. He was already like exhausted, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta deal with this bullshit now."
Yeah, he had like that deep wound to his abdomen too, so that wasn't.
No, that was after the time skip because they had a 4-month time skip. Because after the meeting with Rengoku's family, there was like a 4-month time skip where they, showed off the 3 just training and showing how buff they are.
No, that was
push-ups and shit.
He was walking back from speaking to the family, and then on his walk back, he was delayed by the Hagen whatever, like the swordsman guy. He was delayed until like the next morning, pretty much, and then he got back, and then they were trying to like feed him a bunch of stuff, and he was telling his story, and then I remember because Inosuke took all his food, and then the girl served him more. And then after that, I think they trained a bit more. They did like a little training montage, and then they went off on their ways.
After the training, the time skip, that's when the Sound Hashira appeared.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Am I the only one that's sick of the whole like sword master, freaking out and stuff? It's like,
Okay. Yeah.
I get it. Like the joke's kind of over at this point. Like I never skip ahead in Demon Slayer though, because I absolutely love the show. But it's like, how many times are they gonna do like the Scooby Doo and the tree line and stuff? It's like, come on, let's, let's get to it a little bit.
That could definitely get to me in a lot of different animes. I mean, since we're talking Demon Slayer, I won't mention a different one like Black Clover. Does that a lot?
I won't name another anime, but at the same time, I'll name it.
Yeah.
You can name. Wait, you can name another anime. What? First of all, what are we? What is the?
Trav is he's kind of had enough of the swords, the one that has to replace the Tanjiro swords.
Okay.
He's broken it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Twice.
So you're saying like you were gonna So what about Black Clover that is a running gag that?
Yeah, it's like I mean, a lot of it's comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like comedic relief or whatever. But for me, whenever I'm watching a show, it's 22 minutes long, or this one was 40 plus minutes long. It's like I want to get the most out of this that I can. Show me the most story, make it worth the time. And when they do too much of like this kind of goofy stuff, it's nice, but like when I'm in that mood, it can get a little bit annoying. And if they just keep reusing the same bit, like with the sword guy that Travis saying, I can get how he's feeling there.
Yeah.
You could say the same thing about Zenitsu, but I'm biased, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, but that's Zenitsu's character. You can't
Well,
really
yeah,
avoid that. You can't avoid the fucking sword guy, though. It's like, it's
Yeah,
like,
with Zenitsu, it's like Trav said, it's a character trait. Like Inosuke has character traits that he does all the time. Those things are more lenient than having one character that is only in the show for a specific reason, and that reason is to be funny and
well, I mean, the same
constantly
thing could
bringing
be
it back,
said.
you know?
The same thing could be the that was said is true for the swordsman guy too, because that's just how he acts. He overreacts when a sword is broke and stuff. But I'm just saying, it's like we gotta do the song and dance every time Tanjiro loses a sword, cause god damn, that motherfucker loses a sword like every fight.
Trav,
And
Trav,
Web guy,
they could have done
train.
that. They could have given him screen time and made it a bit, but not like a 5-minute bit.
that's true. It did go on forever.
I think for future ones, I think a good change would be they like when they're like they show like still frames of like what happened in like the last week. Like we ate, we trained, and then it shows like a picture of the guy strangling Tanjiro or coming at him with a knife, and then they keep moving. It's like, yeah, I had to get a new sword, and then they show like the static image, and it's like, all right, we get what happened, we get the joke, and it's kind of funny just looking at this still for a second, and then let's get a move on.
I have a feeling that this will happen at the end and the start of every new arc.
Well, I mean, I'm not. It's not gonna like dissuade me from watching the show.
Yeah, no,
I'm just saying it's my
saying,
complaint,
but
if I have any.
I thought this one, like the initial humor of it was way funnier than the one at the end of season 1. I thought, like when he's just walking and he's like, "What is that?" I did not know what the hell it was, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's the sword guy."
Yeah.
I thought the one in the first season was way funnier.
Really?
Because it's like you don't know he's gonna react like that, and he starts charging at Tanjiro with a knife, and like the hilt of it breaks, and then Tanjiro goes for like, "Oh my god, it's a swordsman, hell yeah!" And then next second he's like, "Oh shit!" And then the best part about that skit too is because they had the other swordsman there for Inosuke. And so then the guy was all calm and collective and like, I'm chilling, man. I'm not like that guy, right? We're really into our swords. And then Inosuke takes a rock and starts beating the sword to get the divots in. And he's like, "You motherfucker, I'll kill you." He's like the same way. So that was a great bit. It was funny because they were showing a different character too. And it shows like all these like sword makers are the exact same, really, in some sense when you fuck with their swords. But, just put it to a still frame. And, we still get the joke. And we don't have to waste time doing the Scooby-Doo bit. Even though I think Demon Slayer's animation's fucking
beautiful,
amazing. Because they can do, like, some dumb, like, fucking Sonic, like, leg shit. And then next scene they can show, like, very detailed tears and shit.
Alright. Let's talk about Muzan.
Let's do it.
Alright, Josh.
I am very excited to talk about this. Obviously, it's interesting that we keep seeing him in all these different forms and just kind of fitting into, I guess, what suits him best. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, obviously first we saw him
Michael Jackson.
As like Michael Jackson looking guy, and then did he turn into a woman for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought that was like their
he
current form, and then they showed like the little child form now.
Yeah, and so I guess I honestly don't remember enough from season 1 to know if it was explained at all, but like have we gotten any kind of an explanation as to why he keeps changing and like
because Tanjiro gave the
it?
Demon Core description of him because initially Muzan and Tanjiro bumped into each other first time Tanjiro went to the city, and so then Muzan being very like what was it, anal or very worried about the core getting onto him, like he changes his appearance pretty often because of that.
And so when he was either Michael Jackson looking or a woman, wasn't he there like didn't he like have a child that was like calling him dad? or something.
I don't know.
I think he was just
Or-
walking alone and then he stabbed a random dude just to get Tanjiro off his back.
Okay.
Are you
'cause I-
thinking about that, like in that one part in the first season where they were like running through this one city and there was a huge crowd of people and there
Yeah.
were kids with them? I think he messed with the kids' memories there.
Okay.
Like he like hypnotized them or yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't know if there was some kind of a thing that he was like trying to like learn more about humans, and then that would explain why he's now like allowed himself to be adopted by this family. Not only because he's trying to like lay low from the
Uh,
core or whatever, but like I didn't know if there was some sort of a deeper explanation because if nothing, we've seen that he's very, very strong.
I mean,
And
what he did to Akaza,
yeah,
holy crap,
that's
man!
Dude just
that's
looks
what I
at
was
him.
that's what I was the most excited to talk about. And I didn't think of this until literally earlier today when when I was in the bathroom. But the thing that I thought about after like just remembering that scene is that when it comes to people with the right kind of motivation and incentive, you can change their allegiances. I don't think that even if somehow, and I don't necessarily think that it would come about, but even if it somehow came to pass that like Tanjiro wanted to convince Akaza to fight against Musen, we now know he literally can't because Musen can just make him
Yeah.
stop and contort and just you cannot defy him, which I think is a powerful statement to make in the show because it's
Wait,
like
sorry to
they
stop
just
you. Are you saying
yeah.
like if Tanjiro goes against Musen, like he'll stop him like that, or
No. If Akaza did,
was
Yeah. So,
going?
so
Oh, okay.
because he like
what
made
Josh?
him stop and like took
Yeah.
influence over his demon blood and was like strangling him basically and
Yeah.
threw him out the window. And so I think that that's a powerful thing to show, and it kind of stinks in a way because it would be really cool to have it be like the demons turning against him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's very clear now that he can't, and it's also I'm also interested to know whether he can do that kind of a thing to Nezuko or not.
Well, no,
I think absolutely he can.
it's part of. Well, I don't think so because it's Musen's blood. That's why he has control over Akaza because he's one of
She
like the
she
upper
she,
echelon.
she has his blood.
Is she because he turned her into a demon?
Oh, you're right. Shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, doesn't every demon have his blood because he's the first demon?
I thought
That's
that
what I
that's yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that's
I
what I'm
didn't think
saying is
about that.
it's a powerful statement to make where it's like
Yeah.
the demons couldn't be turned against him. Not that they even necessarily would, because it certainly seems like with at least with Akaza, it's very much like a son looking for the approval of the father, and that's on parallels.
Yeah.
But it was very much like he was looking for his approval, and he was just like, dude. All you killed was this Hashira, and you couldn't even kill these other two little weenie baby demon slayers. Get the hell out of here! You're a useless piece of trash.
You're supposed to
Yeah.
kill all of them, bitch.
Yeah, he killed the Hashira, and he was like, "Nah, not impressed."
I think we are steamrolling. I think like the mid-season climax of this arc is gonna be Tanjiro versus Akaza. 'Cause I think like that scene where Akaza starts punching Tanjiro's sword. I think Akaza is gonna beeline straight to Tanjiro and try and kill him because he feels so embarrassed that he couldn't kill him.
And it
So-
would be cool to have it be, I guess that's the case, and have it not just be that there's just a single, excuse me, like a single villain or whatever for the arc. It certainly seems like they're setting it up for one of the other upper level
Well,
demons.
in
just like
the intro, they showed like the female Muson, right?
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
shooting like fucking
I
cloth and
didn't.
shit.
I
No,
didn't think
that's not
that was
Muzan. That's just another upper, I think.
yeah.
I
That's
didn't.
another
Their
upper
eyes
level
look.
demon, I'm
Their
pretty
eyes look
sure.
normal though. They didn't have like the little, number.
I don't know. Maybe it is Muzan. Maybe they're gonna fight him. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that it was just another upper level demon, but I'm just saying it would be cool to have it be that it's not just that one, I guess, demon that they're fighting or whatever. That it's all leading up to that fight. It would be cool if there were other big fights in between or whatever. Like you said, like a mid-season climax or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Maybe
But-
they'll
but-
probably squeeze in the the sound husher there to Tengen
Of course. Yeah.
in that fight. They
Oh.
have to.
One question I have with the Musen kid is, did Musen take over that kid's body, or can he just shapeshift? Because that family knew, like that family had, like, they knew who they, like, obviously they gave birth to that kid. They, like,
I thought
unless
that
he,
was adopted.
No, it was an
I thought he
adopted
was
kid.
oh,
Yeah.
it was adopted
They
kid.
Yeah, it was
adopted that
adopted.
kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Never
that
mind
Musen can just change his form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
He has
think?
the shapeshifting ability.
To answer your question about did Musen have a kid in season 1, I just looked it up. It said it was never really dug into, but people think that it's just because he wanted to be disguised as a human.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
So Musen fucks?
No, it was
No, I
just
think.
it was just a kid and a mom he was like manipulating to look
Yeah.
as his family.
Nah, he fucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, to make my long story short, I just think it was really cool of them to show the power that he has over the other like upper level demons, and also in a way kind of not cool, because it's like it would have been really cool to have this giant 360 where like Akaza is now like fighting with them, you know what I mean, or even to have other demons,
You can
pull
Kind
a
of like a struggle
360
for
and
power,
fight
like
against him.
whoever's
Yeah, but
like a struggle for power, like whoever's who's stronger.
yeah,
like
like a redemption arc, kind of.
I like
Well, like I feel like with demons in this world, it's like once you eat like human flesh or blood, you're past that line of like no return. Really, you are already just fucked.
well, what I like about Musen showing his power over Akaza is, one, we finally learn just, well, we don't know in full force, but we know how strong he is. That he, like, Red Goku couldn't even kill Akaza, and Musen just like, I'm gonna look at you, and then yeah, you're not gonna be able to move.
Mm-hmm.
2, I liked like what Josh said. It eliminates the ability for Tanjiro to talk no jutsu Akaza onto their side. Because there is no way Akaza will try and fight Musen because he's so scared of him.
Yeah. And he honestly seems to be desperate for his approval.
Like, there will be no Naruto moments in this show because Musen is so terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look what he did to his 5 wives.
Like,
Yeah,
do you think there's like multiple like Musens? Like, there's a dude version, there's a chick version, then there's a little dude, like little kid one. And he just kind of teleports to them.
Like all kind of existing at the same time.
Yeah, because I imagine it's a
Maybe.
bitch to jump between like cities and stuff, you know, just to change their form.
I mean, he's got to constantly be on the move, though, because the core is constantly hunting him.
Yeah, but how long has he been there as
Is
a
he?
kid? You know.
But here's my question: is this guy who is the father of all demons really that scared of the Demon Slayer core?
I
I
mean,
think I think he's scared of Tanjiro, but we just don't know it yet. That's why he wanted him dead so bad.
Because he
maybe
saw he saw the
The
sun,
earrings. Yeah.
the sun breather earrings, and he thinks that that's the only person who could defeat him.
Yeah. That's
Well,
probably
it's
why
like-
he went to Tanjiro's house to kill them all.
well, it's like you
Yeah.
already know too. It's like if the core knows where Muzan is, they're just gonna be like, all right, Arahashira, all you other small motherfuckers, let's go. You know,
But
let's go fuck them
that's
up.
the thing is that like he Akaza was like, I killed the Hashira, and Muzan is like, okay, big deal. So if he's that blasé about a Hashira dying, I don't see why he would even be scared of the Demon Slayer core at all.
Well,
Because then
like
he could basically just be like, all right, I'm gonna take my top lieutenants, fight their top lieutenants. I know we're
Yeah.
gonna win, and game over. So
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just
it's kind of a
I'm
gamble too,
surprised for,
because if
like-
it takes too long and it's sunset, you know, they're fucked.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I guess I'm surprised, and I hope that we get more explanation as to why he is like lying low and is even so scared if he is clearly this powerful.
This powerful against demons.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he can't control humans like that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
Like for all we know,
but it-
he's a you know
didn't he,
little
like-
bitch against fighting against humans. You know.
yeah, but he can make in that first season when we were talking earlier about like he was like in the city and he like didn't he like scratch a person and then they just turn into a demon right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he can make a whole army basically whenever he wants.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
whole army of people that are weak to the sun.
Okay.
And
But
then it's not like the army. It's like I'm pretty sure Hashira could fuck up like how many of those basic demons.
Yeah.
There's only
What
probably
if
so much like blood that he could spare to the other like upper level demons.
what if sun breathing? You can summon the sun at night.
That's what I would thought. Is like
Oh,
with that dance, it mimics the
Yeah.
effects of the sun, and it's the
it would
ultimate
make
weakness.
sense as to
for the-
why he's so scared of Tanjiro.
That'd be cool.
um, yeah, that's why Tanjiro's the best character.
Mm.
He has the bullshit main character power.
True. He's got the anime bullshit science, but it's just like, yeah, you need a
But I
power
was
to defeat
gonna
the bad guy. All right, here you go. Sun breathing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
But,
ask. Is
it's
I was gonna
for
ask
natures.
if you guys thought that being like a almost like a trump card power, like
It's the
this is the
chosen one.
origin of all power, this chosen one thing. I
Mhm.
almost kind of don't like that, I guess.
The thing I
Oh,
don't mind about it is that he still has to learn about it.
that's that. Yeah.
He's not like coming out of the gate like I've already mastered it. What do you mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sun breathing, I already know about it. Let's go.
Yeah.
He
See,
he went
like,
he struggled through water breathing and now he's filling in the pieces with his father's dance and now he's like, "Oh, now he has a name for it, sun breathing." So now he has to learn even more about it because he knows it's going to be really powerful.
yeah, I'm okay with with like the chosen one trope as long as they spin it in a way where they can't just use the power. Like,
Yeah.
they have to train for it, or like in Naruto's case, or even Asta's case, where if they use it, it controls them and it is dangerous for the people around them.
Hmm.
So
So are you a fan then of like I know it's not technically an anime, I guess, but more of a cartoon, but then do you like Avatar: The Last Airbender that he had to master all the different
yeah,
elements before he could become, and actually use the avatar state like willingly and
yeah, and
purposely.
I also like Avatar. This is very off topic, but it's okay. I also really like Avatar because Avatar isn't like Aang. Aang is the chosen one in that story, but he's not the chosen one in the world, right? There's Avatar after Avatar after Avatar after Avatar.
Hmm.
I don't like the chosen one trope where it's like you were born destined to defeat the great evil. Aang wasn't born destined to defeat the great evil. Aang was born as the Avatar, and then the circumstances of his world made him become the savior of the world. You know?
And the same could then potentially be said about Tanjiro if
Yeah,
it is the case that his family line is like a line of sun breathing demon
yeah.
slayers or whatever, that then it's just like, all right, it just happens to be the case that at this particular moment in time, Tanjiro is the one that's alive and Tanjiro is the one that's gonna, you know, rid the world of demons, do it.
Yeah, I agree.
And so then, do you guys think that maybe it'll be the case where Tanjiro has to like learn some more about the other like breathing techniques or um
He's gonna have to pull an
I think
Aang
he'll
and
like
learn.
kinda, yeah.
he'll eventually, I'm sure, come across, working with the current Hashiras and just learning from them, like he did with
Mhm.
Rengoku. Hopefully, just learn different techniques from each one, and then implement his own technique and into learning the sun breathing.
Well, there are what? There's 13 Hashira, 12 Hashira.
I do not recall.
If he
11
has to
I
now.
think
learn,
there's
if he has to learn every breathing technique, then that's gonna
That's
be
gonna take a fat minute.
that's gonna take a fat
Probably
fucking
not. Yeah.
looks like there's 8 right now, I think.
8. Okay, so there's 9 total, like 9 spots.
I don't think it's just 9. I don't know if I think, yeah, there was a limit, but not all the techniques are covered in there. Because right now,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
you're right.
the 9 spots were taken, right, with
Uh huh.
Rengoku still alive, so he died. So now there's a fire breathing, or yeah, the fire the fire Hashira spots available, but there's also not like a thunder Hashira, like for Zenitsu, for example, or
Or a
Inosuke.
beast. Or a Beast Hashira, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Beast was like something Inosuke came up with.
Yeah, that's Inosuke's own style, I think. Well, but the insect's breathing style is what the insect Hashira came up with too. She invented that one, so
Yeah, so potentially he could become a Hashira of beast breathing.
yeah,
There's like a love one too, like that pink one.
yeah, the pink and green girl.
I'm like looking up a list of them right now.
Okay, now that we're talking about Hashiras, can we talk about the Mad Chad, whatever his name is, the Sound Hashira, Tenzen,
Again,
bro, what a freaking Chad.
Um, I don't like that he's carrying the little girls around, then he just gives them a little slap on the butt. I was like, yo, what?
I don't care, bro.
that caught me
Yeah,
off
that,
guard,
that was
like,
that was her name, Ao. What's up?
Dude, Demon Slayer. Okay, I wrote this down. Demon Slayer, like out of all the anime I've watched, I've never seen an anime that introduces important characters better than Demon Slayer does.
Yeah.
Because Ren Goku's introduction was perfect. I think Tenzen's was perfect. Like the entire time I watched his introduction, I had a smile on my face because I was just enjoying it so much.
Is Tenzin the sound guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I was confused about was like, all right, I need women with me, and then Tanjiro's like, nah. He goes like, nah. And then Inosuke and Zenitsu like do the pose and shit with them, and then next thing you know, he's like, all right, you guys will do then, and it's like, aren't we?
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be
Doesn't he need a
girls?
woman?
Yeah, what the fuck's happening here?
Well,
Are we
well,
gonna
this-
go undercover or some shit?
Yeah, this explains why, like, in some of the trailers and stuff, they seem to be having like that like classic like white makeup with the red cheeks or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
don't know what that's called.
Genji kind of looks. Genji.
Geisha.
Yeah, it looks that makes sense as to why they've got like geisha makeup on and stuff, and like
Well,
we
and
already know that Inosuke without his beast mask
looks like a
on,
girl.
he already looks like a girl. Yeah, so I'm sure he'll like stand at the front, and then Tanjiro and Zenitsu will kind of hang at the back or whatever. But that I think that's why they look like that.
Yeah, I mean,
there were like scenes, I can't remember where it fit along in the episode. It could have been like right at the like after, like Mitch, when you were talking about when they did those introductions. It could have been after that. I can't remember. But Zenitsu and how he looked with like those little pigtails sticking out. You caught that? Oh my god,
that was during the intro, like the opening sequence that played at. So in anime seasons, they play the opening at the first episode at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So that's in the opening sequence. He has pigtails.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, but along what you were saying, I guess that would make sense for that arc.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Inosuke's just completely random sometimes, so he probably just did that on his own. They're like, Inosuke, you don't have to change your hair, dude. He's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna look pretty.
It's not a. Oh, I was thinking of Zenitsu. Zenitsu's got pigtails.
Yeah.
Right, Zenitsu.
Yeah.
I might be five-head predicting here, but it might be the case that so the baddie that we saw, I think, is not Musin. I do think it's one of the upper level demons. Even if we didn't like see anything in their eye, maybe they just didn't make that super detailed or whatever yet. But I think that is an upper level demon, and maybe it's the case where like they're gonna be dressed up as geisha girls because then they're gonna try to infiltrate whatever operation she's got going on to try and get close to her and bring her down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have seen like, I think I only really saw it on like a Facebook thing, and there was like a little video that I saw. I think it was like from Crunchyroll's page where like they introduced these like three girls that work with Tenzin.
I think that's like his 3 wives or something.
Okay. Because I thought that maybe then they would be also like helping kind of like work that operation and try and get the demon slayers close to her to try and bring her down or something.
Hinatsuru, Makio, and Suma.
Yeah.
Dude, Tenzin's such a mad lad.
Yeah, he fucks.
He's such a fucking Chad.
Yeah, I don't
I
mind
love
him.
him.
I'm just more curious to hear more about his like shinobi past and
His
stuff.
backstory, yeah, I'm
The
very
intro
interested.
definitely teases to like some sad shit that happens. So
Yeah, some dark stuff in his past.
and then he was
Which is
like,
weird.
Yeah, he just migrated from the Hidden Sound Village.
Yeah, he's from the Hidden Sound.
"Yeah, let's not merge Demon Slayer and Naruto. Like, come on."
It was weird to me that he smacked that little girl's ass at the end there, but I guess between that and a bunch of other things, and the fact that I just haven't watched a lot of anime, that could just be like a cultural thing where to me that's really weird that he did that, but like to
Well,
people in Japan or just other places in the world, it's just like a ha ha ha. Oh, he's scolding that little girl for misbehaving, and I'm just like,
well,
oh, that's weird.
which one did he slap the ass of? The blue one, right? The older
Yeah,
one.
Ao.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't recall.
she's Tanjiro and Inosuke and Zenitsu's age. How old are they all supposed to be?
Like 5.
Shut up.
He's 16.
They're not they're like 16, right?
Like 5.
Mm-hmm,
They're like
close
Yeah,
enough.
15, 16?
Yeah, around that age.
I don't recall.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like
The
I
age
don't
of
want to
consent, apparently.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything that will get me
Mm.
put on any kind of
Trouble.
list. No, put me on
I'll
any
get my
kind of
notepad
list,
down. That's
but-
fine.
We're streaming.
We're live. We're live. Chris Hansen,
Yeah,
take a seat.
all that we really need to say is that it was weird to
Oh,
me.
I feel disgusting for looking that up. I do not want to. Okay, the age of consent in Japan is 13 years old.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean,
So
Jesus.
So
yeah.
I wasn't trying to get into anything. All I was trying to say is that it was weird to me, but I realize now that like it might not necessarily be weird to everybody that he smacked her butt right there at
Yeah.
the end. It's just
I
to me, I
mean-
saw that and I was like, that's kind of weird.
It's probably very weird in Western cultures, but not so much in
Exactly.
Japan.
I mean,
I'm looking at the Demon Slayer wiki. Sorry, it says that she is at least 16 years, if not older.
Okay, that's not so weird then.
yeah, he just took the
I mean,
freebie
for
smack.
us,
He was like, yeah, fuck it.
we-
You know, I got 3 wives. You know, he probably doesn't treat women with too much respect. You know, so he's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna take
He's a
my.
Chad.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, you're free to go. You know, Shoo. You're off the hook. These 3, guys that pose together. I'm just gonna dress them up.
That was so stupid. How he's like, "We'll go." He's like, "Who's we?" And then Tanjiro just strikes the pose, and then you see.
Yeah, he does like the
Okay,
whole
so that's
like
who jumped
look
out.
up. She's like, "Come on, boys," and then
Come
just
on, boys.
and they like both jump from like the fence and stuff. And then
That's
like they looked like badass for a second, and then Zenitsu's like, "I'm not scared. I'll go for the women."
I'm surprised there's no like punishment for back talking a Hashira.
I mean, there probably is, right?
I mean, Tanjiro back talked the master or whatever, and then the one guy with the crazy hair and the crazy eyes like tried to choke
Yeah.
him out or something, right?
Yeah.
At the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Can we just appreciate the fact that Tanjiro's headbutt is like his signature move now?
I like that.
Like he headbutted Rengoku's father, and then he tried to headbutt the Sound Hashira.
Yep.
He threw his whole body into that too. He
Yeah.
didn't even like
Yeah.
stand his ground. He just launched himself like a cannonball into him.
Yeah, Tanjiro's got a fucking thick skull, big brain, or no brain.
He doesn't need a sword, dude.
Yeah,
Real.
he's
I
gonna.
thought he was
Head,
gonna kill Muse.
yeah, he's gonna headbutt. Yeah, he's gonna go like he's gonna do like sun breathing, and his head's gonna turn into a sun, and he's gonna headbutt him.
I know, yeah, the scar on his head is gonna glow white hot, and he's just gonna go thunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna headbutt him so hard that his head falls off.
Mm-hmm. And then Muzan's gonna, just be fun. Tanjiro's head's
Yeah.
just gonna roll across the street. And he's like, Muzan's like, I don't know what the fuck that guy was expecting, but it's
I don't
over.
know what that was?
There
but-
goes there goes my biggest pain in the ass. And then Nezuko just goes like,
Yeah, she's like,
I thought it was cool that it showed those two fighting together again.
I thought it was cool how it showed that all 4 or Nezuko and Tanjiro and then the other 2 all went on missions by themselves. They're
Yeah.
strong enough to do that now. I like that.
yeah.
That was kind of a cool little ad. And the freaking demon that Tanjiro killed, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm about to fuck you up. He's like, don't talk to me like that.
I
And then it's
forgot
just
about
over.
I forgot about that part of Tanjiro's character, that he doesn't like killing demons because they used to be humans. I totally forgot about that.
Or he at least
that
feels like
He feels remorse for
sorrow
him.
and remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he does feel sympathy
not
and stuff
necessarily-
for them.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
Well, because he
remorse
pictures
and especially just like he just like empathizes or sympathize, whatever the right word is there with them.
he empathizes with them because Nezuko's a demon, and he knows that maybe they can be like her, right?
Or could have if they
Could
hadn't
have
already.
been like her, yeah, if they didn't eat any.
Well,
humans.
Tanjiro's just too nice.
Especially-
That's
like
the whole thing.
the spider guy from the first arc.
Oh yeah,
That spider guy, he especially like sympathizes with him big time, I think.
man, that Yui fight was so fucking amazing in season
Say my
1.
name.
Yeah, Yui.
Is that the spider person?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
low. I think he's lower 5.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking soundtrack plays and he does the
Oh.
fire dance. It's like, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I also
It's,
really liked
It's Rui with an R.
Rui. Yeah. Okay. I liked how there was a moment in this episode where they played that soundtrack again from that fight. I don't know where it was though.
What, the whole like big thing?
No, they just played like a little like 5-note melody of that, but I don't know where it was. I forgot
Yeah.
where it was, but it was like, oh, nice callback. I like that.
You know, maybe when the 3 boys were getting jacked, you know, in that time skip.
Mm.
Yeah.
I definitely like how Demon Slayer does time skips. It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, 2 years passed and, you know, eventually I was able to cut the boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 months later, we got jacked as fuck. My tummy stopped hurting, you know?
I like how
One month
he-
later, open sword.
I like how Tanjiro uses Nezuko as Zenitsu's motivation.
That Tanjiro doesn't even do it on purpose. I'm surprised, like, Tanjiro doesn't even say anything to Zenitsu. He's like, hey, back the fuck off. I can
Well, he knows he doesn't
He's-
need to because Nezuko would just beat his ass if she ever felt uncomfortable.
I can smell your lust for my
Give me a lot
sister.
on your hair.
That
Back
was
the
disgusting.
fuck off.
That is so fucking
Jeez.
gross.
Goodness.
Tanjiro fucking smells everyone's feelings, you know?
Mhm.
This guy smells confident. I can trust him. It's like, what the fuck did you just say, dude?
Yeah, dude. You can smell his confidence. What?
I know I can trust him now. The Soundhouse is just like, the fuck you smiling at?
It's probably all that musk he let off when he was holding those miners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god.
I don't think there's anything else really to cover the
was gonna
episode.
say-
It just kind
I
of
was saying-
ended.
Yeah. You guys have anything else you want to talk about for this episode?
Intro's dope.
Intro's phenomenal. I loved the like 3-minute like outro thing we got. That was so fucking funny to me, especially Inosuke. He shined in that.
Yeah, I didn't watch the credits, but I definitely watched the outro part when they were showing off the next episode or introducing the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that the episodes come out either like late Saturday or on Sunday, so we're honestly only like a few hours away from seeing another episode. So I'm definitely, especially after talking with you guys tonight, I'm definitely excited to see what we see next.
Yeah. All right. If we're wrapping it up, let's all give 1 out of 10 a rating for this episode.
Okay. What are we comparing it to when we're grading it? Because if it's out of this entire arc, I say 10 out of 10.
Well, because it's the only fucking episode from
It's
this
the
arc.
best
Exactly,
episode
bro.
of this arc. What do you mean?
Yeah.
The best episode of the
Best
entertainment
episode
arc.
of this
I'm
arc.
gonna
to date.
fucking slap both of you.
I will say a kind of a gripe I have to Crunchyroll is like they have so many different fucking like
Dubs.
it's like you got fucking Portuguese, you have English, you have season 1, you have the train movie in 3 different languages, and then I had to like look, and I eventually found it in the center. You know, it was like season 2, the entertainment arc. Thank God, now I can watch the fucking episode.
Yeah.
Wait, don't forget there's season 12 and season 27.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like Jesus, help me
Crunchyroll
out
does
here.
a horrible job of that.
I do want to note quick because I think that at least one of you said that you didn't watch like the Mugen episodic bit. I just wanted to reiterate that episode 1 of the like Mugen arc, quote unquote, is all different from the movie, but episodes like 2 through 6 or 2 through 7, whatever it is, are all like copy paste of the movie. So if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can and you want to, you could watch that first episode because that is different. It doesn't add like a revolutionary amount, but it was cool to see
Yeah.
how some stuff was added and a little bit more context as to why like Rengoku was there and how he got there and everything. Because otherwise, it's just like in the movie he's just there, but that did a little bit of explaining of why he's there and how he got there.
Well, one thing I want to add too to that is that it's not like one to one the movie. Like they switched up some scenes and added some stuff for some reasons, but there is a YouTube video kind of showing off the differences. It doesn't
I
really,
watched that.
yeah, it doesn't
All
change
honesty,
too much
I,
in the grand scheme of things, but some extra details here and there and some cut stuff.
yeah, in all honesty, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, not till you remember the entire movie, you know. Great movie though.
I would say though, like, if 10 is the best thing I've ever watched in my life and 0 is the worst thing I've ever watched in my life, I would give this like a 6 or a 7.
I was gonna say between a 6 and 7 for this one too because it was good, but I know that it will probably get better.
It will
So
absolutely get better. Yeah.
yeah, I want to save those
And
higher
we
ratings.
actually have fight scenes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is a great start to the entertainment arc. I don't really want to give it a number right now because I can't really compare it to anything else right now in terms of the entertainment arc.
Fine.
I know it's a cop out, but at the same time, it's like I don't know how good episode 2 is going to be. Are they going to go back to like 24 episodes or 22, 24 minutes? You know, instead of this long intro.
I think that we probably will go back to like the 20 something minutes. I think that this was just a special thing because it was the first episode of the arc.
Before I forget, the one gripe I kind of had with this episode was like, you know, like Zenitsu's like walking through the hallway with the buns and stuff. Like he's like describing like I couldn't believe Tanjiro's like sad and shit, and like Inosuke's like all fucked up and stuff. But it's like it just he says that and it just kind of skips to that time skip, and we don't actually get any time with them like, you know, reflecting about Rengoku and stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I thought they missed out on that, like showing Tanjiro like at a really low point. Same with Inosuke because you don't really see that too often. So I think that would have been really good character, you know, development to see those guys kind of slap themselves in the face and get back to training because they want to, you know, make it up for failing Rengoku.
I have a theory. Go for it, Yusuf.
No, just really short is I think that Tanjiro had a brief moment of reflection right before he left Rengoku's brother, saying like, yeah, I have a lot more, like I have a lot of training to do, like I know what I have to do now, and like he was between like the flashback to the end of Mugen Train, you know, with him like freaking out, crying, shouting his name, and then the things he was shouting to the upper
Akaza.
three. Yeah. I think between those two moments, it kind of gave us an idea. But for Inosuke, I feel like they could have done more for him specifically.
Yeah, they pretty
I
much
think-
just said they were sad, and then time skipped happened when they were getting jacked and buffed.
I think for Tanjiro, this is just a theory. I think they might be saving that emotional impact on the audience until something happens to one of the main cast of characters, and Tanjiro has to battle with that depression then. Because I think if they showed their battle with that depression now, it would limit the like emotional effect we feel when we see that after like maybe say something bad happens to Nezuko or something.
Oh yeah.
But
I think in that moment, he's probably going to like unleash some component of his sun breathing technique.
yeah, well, in the moment, but I'm saying like say for like 'cause Demon Slayer, like what the movie showed me is that no characters are safe, right? I think like Nezuko or Inosuke or Zenitsu could die, and I think the aftermath of that is what they're saving that depression for Tanjiro for.
Sure, because he's had a stronger emotional connection with them.
Yeah,
He's known
yeah.
longer,
Like
he's
like
known
he
them
just he just met Rengoku like a couple hours before he died. So
Is it bad that like the first thing I thought of too when you guys are talking about that is like I just imagine like someone close to him dying and then he just goes like, "Oh no, I smell he's dead.
I smell it.
I smell he's passed."
Oh my god.
Oh, and shout out to that Kano chick.
Kano? Yeah, she's
Yeah.
cool.
She did not flip the coin because big man Tanjiro.
Mhm. Yep.
Is it bad that when you talked about possibility of Nezuko dying, I thought of Zenitsu either freaking out and going crazy, unleashing his rage with his techniques, or running over to take a lock of her hair.
Oh my god.
Yeah, give me a lock of her hair so I can smell it. The fuck, Zenitsu? No, only I can smell my sister.
No. I think I will.
Yeah, Alex is like, yo, what?
You gotta watch it to know what we're talking about, Alex. Come on.
Yeah, they had like
saying like Yusuf, like, what the fuck would you just say?
No, there's definitely a great I think it was Meat Cannon, I think that's the YouTube channel, where they did like a Chandro like animation. It was fucking very disturbing.
Well, that's not okay.
Yeah, just smelling Nezuko in the box.
Stopped at the spider people shit. Well, you gotta keep watching, Alex. It gets way better.
All right, I don't think there's anything else though we want to add to the
Yeah,
entertainment arc, at least the start.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, we talked about this episode for well over an hour. I think that we did really good. And we might have less to say when they're 20 minutes or whatever, but we might have just as much to say when we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we
go ahead.
when we can also like, because another big anime is coming up in like 2 weeks, so we could add that to the list to talk about. So
Yeah, that we would just have to do better with time management.
yes,
Fuck you talking about?
Attack on Titan comes out in like 2 weeks, dude.
All right, so
Eagles.
let's
Okay,
wrap it up
okay.
then.
Goodbye.
Yep. So whoever hung out, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. We will figure this shit out. Right. See ya.
Peace.
Yeet.